mestizos were destroyed because it was an abomination for Native American blood and Spanish blood to be mixed together. Those kids were killed in large numbers. You simple ass Hispanics thinking you Spanish. You ain't Spanish. Your slave masters are Spanish. The Romans, the Greeks, the Portuguese, the French, they are Spanish. You are Spanish speaking peoples. I'm not English. I'm not from England. I speak English. I'm not British, but I speak the language of England. You simple asses. Y'all, give me a silly dove. Y'all just, man, I'm telling you, man, y'all be having side comments, talking all low. Speak bold, speak loud. Right. Don't be scared. Your dumb, simple, asinine selves. Speak up, so you know how dumb you are. Let the world know how stupid you are as a people.
Hosea 7, verse 11. Ephraim also is like a silly dove.
Say it again.
Ephraim also is like a silly dove.
A dove is a pigeon. They have very, very small brains. So the Lord said, not only are you doves, you're a silly dove, meaning stupid birds. Bird brains. You so-called Hispanics and Native Americans out here. Right. Bird brains. Old and young bird brains. All right? Read it again.
Ephraim also is like a silly dove.
Come on.
Without heart.
Without what?
Without heart.
Without a brain. Don't think for yourselves. You just follow white Jesus everywhere you go. Y'all just love white Jesus. You just love him.
Right.
Walking around, women dressing like men. Y'all love white Jesus, man. All out of order. There's all kind of damn confusion out here, man. Read it again.
Ephraim also is like a silly dove.
You so-called Hispanics are like silly birds. Because you don't know your history. Y'all was sold in the slave trade along with us. Y'all didn't know that though. That out of every 3 slaves, they had 2 Native Americans.
Right.
2, because it was cheaper to have y'all as slaves. Y'all were closer. Rather than bring a Negro from Africa, they had y'all as slaves over here. It was easier business. Y'all ain't know that though. Why? Read it again.
Ephraim also is like a silly dove.
That's the reason. Go ahead.
Without heart.
Without a brain. Go ahead.
They called to Egypt.
They what?
They called to Egypt.
I love Spanish people. You love massa. Y'all, they love America. Read on.
They go to Assyria. When they shall go, I will spread my net upon them. I will bring them down as the fowls of the heaven.
I'm gonna bring you into slavery. I'm gonna run to Egypt, run to your master, and I'm going to destroy you. I'm gonna entrap you in religion. Entrap you, good job, son. Entrap you in religion. Entrap you in Catholicism, Buddhism, Islam. All right? Give me
the rest of them?
Yeah, if you don't.
I will chastise them as their congregation hath heard.
I will what?
I will chastise them.
How do you do it? Get Genesis 49. How do you chastise y'all? You so-called Hispanics. How do you do it? He gave you a slap on the wrist? No. Let's find out. Read.
Genesis 49 and 23. The archers have sorely grieved him.
Read again.
The archers have sorely grieved him.
Columbus came over here, they had them guns. They came over here and they destroyed y'all with spears, all of that. Read again.
The archers have sorely grieved him.
They came over here with armor. Y'all had no armor on at the time. The Spaniards came over here fully armored. They were the archers. Read it again.
The archers have sorely grieved him.
Come on.
And shot at him.
And they did what?
And shot at him.
They shot y'all. A lot of you so-called Hispanics, you were murdered by Columbus.
Right.
They shot y'all to pieces, man. And hung your bodies up by 13s.
Right.
In honor of white Jesus and the apostles. Hung y'all, took your babies and smashed them against the rocks. That's the Columbus did to your people. Read on.
And hated him.
And what?
And hated him.
The Spaniards to this day, they can't stand y'all. They'll call you nigga in a minute in Italian. Because they're Spanish. You're not.
Right.
They'll call you so-called Puerto Ricans niggas in no time. Okay, they say that y'all niggas that can swim. That's what they call y'all wetbacks.
Right.
Beaners. Illegal aliens, they call y'all. And guess what? They're the illegal aliens.
Right.
The so-called white man's an illegal alien. This land belonged to us. To the children of Israel. The white man came over here and stole it from y'all. Y'all ain't got no clue what happened. Y'all have no clue. Arizona belongs to you. California belongs to you. Texas belongs to you. Chicago belongs to you. The Bronx belongs to you. The world belongs to you.
Right.
Lamentations 5:1. But just what? Y'all don't know. Y'all didn't know that. You walk by in your ignorance with leisure, waiting for death to come. Just waiting for death to come. When you walk by and hear us speaking, you've been marked. Every one of y'all. When Christ returns, y'all have no excuse. Read.
Lamentations 5:1. Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us.
Come on.
Consider and behold our reproach.
You're ashamed being a so-called minority when you're the majority. That's the reproach. There's more of us on the earth than anybody else, and yet we're the minority. Why? Because in the eyes of the white man, you are minor. You're least respected. You're minorities, because you're minor in here, in this world. No nation respects us as a people. We're the biggest consumers and we're the poorest at the same time. That's the reproach. Read.
Our inheritance is turned to strangers.
This land, you so-called Hispanics, or the children of Israel, was your inheritance. Your promised land. It's turned to what?
To strangers.
It was turned to nations outside of yours. Strangers. Come on.
Our houses to aliens.
To what?
Our houses to aliens.
So the so-called white man is an alien. This land does not belong to him. He is the illegal alien.
Right.
He is the illegal alien of the world today. He belongs in the caves of Europe. Mount Seir. That's where he belongs.
Right.
That's his land. He stole that land too. Don't belong to him. From the damn Africans. The white man's possessions are not his. He has stolen everything from us. And y'all celebrate Columbus Day like this to be honored. Y'all just simple as hell. Read.
We are orphans and fatherless.
So they killed the men and they raped the women. You so-called Hispanic women, y'all were raped by the Spaniards. Your ancestors were raped by the Spaniards. Come on.
Our mothers are as widows.
Why? Because they killed the men, had them work hard labor, working in gold mines, diamond mines, till death, till they dropped dead. Had them carrying hundreds of pounds for hundreds of miles. Read.
We have drunken our water for money.
Up until this very day, we drink our own water for money. Dasani, Poland Spring, Aquafina, Fiji, Deer Park, Waters. We drink our own water for money. And the earth belongs to us. Read.
Our wood is sold unto us.
Our own trees, our own land is sold unto us. By who? By who? By who? Who?
Ku Klux Gangsters.
The Ku Klux Gangsters? Yeah, them two. Who else? Who are they? What are they called today?
Babylon, Babylon.
Okay, who's Babylon today?
All of those that fight against us.
Okay, but who is the founding father of the Americans?
The American?
What are they called today? The nationality?
I don't know the history that far, but I know they are gangsters.
The white man. I'm gonna say it for you, because you're just going around the corner. The white man is the one that sells us our wood. Right. Sells us our water. He is Babylon the Great.
Right.
You understand? The white man is Babylon the Great.
Right. In other countries too, or only this?
Everywhere. That's his name according to the Bible. He is Babylon the Great.
That's right.
He is the king of confusion.
Right.
The master of murder. Wherever you find evil, you find his people.
Right.
Malachi 1, put that real quick, hold that. I'm gonna show you. According to the Bible, The European nation are the children, the border of wickedness. A border is the beginning or the ending of something.
Right.
Like a border of Mexico. If I go Mexico right here, if I go right here, I'm at the beginning of it. If I'm on this side, I'm at the end of it. You understand? That's the border. Read that.
Malachi 1 verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished.
Because the so-called white man, guess what? Living in the mountains, all right, they came out and they began to conquer. Land by land, city by city, people by people, as the Greeks, then as the Romans, later on as the Spanish, later on as the French, later on as the Germans, later on as the Russians, later on as the British. Then out of Britain came what? America. Read on.
But we will return.
But they said we're going to return. Right now we're poor, in the caves. But we're going to return, come on.
And build the desolate places.
We're going to rebuild the desolate places. Come on.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build.
They were going to build, they built America. On what? On our backs.
Right.
On you so-called Hispanics' backs.
Right.
They built America. While you walk around with simple-ass crucifixes on your neck. Like that means something, it means nothing. Read on.
But I will throw down.
That I will what?
I will throw down.
We're going to throw down America, which is Babylon the Great.
Right.
America is Babylon the Great according to the Bible. The land of confusion. The land of delusions and illusions. Read on.
And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
It will be known in that day that that nation, Edom, the white man, will be called what?
The border of wickedness.
They are the beginning and they are the end of all evils on the earth.
That's right.
Read on.
And the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
Forever. They can never ever repent or get the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
Ever. Ever. Because they are evil. They are born that way and they die that way. There are no good white people on earth.
That's right.
None. Any good they do is for benefit of them.
Right.
By evil means. Always. Go back to Lamentations 5.
Lamentations 5 verse 4. We have drunken our water for money.
Come on.
Our wood is sold unto us.
Come on.
Our necks are under persecution.
How? Because they had yokes of iron on it during slavery under the Spaniards. Come on.
We labor and have no rest.
They labor. They worked us to the bone. They dropped dead where they stood from constant work and labor. Constant slavery, labor. Come on.
We have given the hand to the Egyptians.
We what?
We have given the hand to the Egyptians.
Because the Egyptians are our slave masters. Come on.
And to the Assyrians.
Because the Assyrians are our slave masters. We gave our hands to them to work for them. Slave labor. You so-called Hispanics work slave labor here. You are sold in slave ships. Right. In the 1400s.
I know about that one.
Yeah, the Native Americans are sold in slavery. Not blacks, about Hispanics.
American?
Yeah, Native Americans. Central, South, North Americans are sold in slave ships.
You mean the Indians?
Yes. Yes, get on. With the blacks. Come on.
I know.
We have given the hand to the Egyptians.
We have what?
Given the hand to the Egyptians.
We have given our hand to work for the Egyptians. Come on.
And to the Assyrians.
Come on.
To be satisfied with bread.
We work to be satisfied with food. We work today. Understand, brother, that the world was made for the nation of Israel. Listen, everything and everyone on the earth belongs to our people. But we have to work to get those things that belong to us already. Water, food, shelter, gas, electricity, that belong to us. Read on.
To be satisfied with bread.
Come on.
Our fathers have sinned.
And what?
Our fathers have sinned.
Our ancestors are rebellious, as we are today. Come on.
And are not.
And they're dead. Come on.
And we have borne their iniquities.
And we carry their sins on us today. Come on.
Servants have ruled over us.
Servants have ruled over us. What does that mean?
You mean the servant? Come on. own us and in bondage as the white do, right?
It says servants rule over us. So what is the white man today? What is the white man? He's a what that rules over us? Read again.
Servants have ruled over us.
Bible says servants rule over us.
Yeah, that's the white man. The white is the servant.
Right. Why are they called servants?
Because they were servants.
Because they were our slaves before. They are slaves.
Yeah, they used to live in caves.
That's right.
As far as I understand.
They are slaves with the whip. They are the slaves with the whip. That's what they are. Get that Leviticus 25. They are slaves. They were once our slaves. Every nation on this earth was our slave. Every single one of them. Now they walk around free. Africans. That's all in due time. I'll get to that.
Leviticus 25, verse 45. Moreover, of the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall you buy, and of their families that are with you, which they begat in your land, and they shall be your possession.
See that? So the nations were our possessions. This earth and everyone and everything on it is our possession. Now we fight over a block. Now we fight over a corner. When the Lord said himself that this earth and what's on it and who's in it belongs to you. Showing you how far we've fallen as a people. Yes, read on.
And ye shall take them as an inheritance for your children after you.
So when we died, our children inherited them as slaves also. Come on.
To inherit them for a possession.
See that? Come on.
They shall be your bondmen.
Slave men.
Forever.
How long?
Forever.
All right, how long?
Forever.
Forever. Go back to read that,
Lamentations 5, verse 8. Servants have ruled over us.
Servants have ruled over us. Slaves rule over us. The Spaniards, Columbus, they are slaves on the loose. They are slaves on the loose. Y'all love y'all slaves more than your God.
Right.
Read.
There is none that doth deliver us out of their hand.
No one could save us out of Columbus's hands. No one. That was shut from God. Read on.
We get our bread with the peril of our lives.
We got our bread with the peril of our lives. We had to work, put our lives on the line to be fed, to drink, to be clothed. Come on.
Because of the sword of the wilderness.
Because of the sword of the Spaniards, the Portuguese, the French. Read on.
Our skin was black like an oven.
Read again.
Our skin was black like an oven.
So he's letting you know, your child we're black. We are a dark people. You so-called Hispanics are a dark people also. But y'all range from real dark to real light. But you're still our people. Read on.
Because of the terrible famine.
Because of what?
Because of the terrible famine.
Because black goes into a condition and your complexion. All right, because of the terrible famine. Read on.
They ravished the woman in Zion.
They did what?
They ravished the woman in Zion.
Columbus's men raped the native women over here. That's right. You so-called Hispanics, y'all ancestors are raped repeatedly in the Americas. Raped. Wives taken from their husbands and raped. Read on.
And the maids in the cities of Judah.
And they raped the black women also. Come on.
Princes are hanged up by their hand.
They hung y'all like us. They lynched y'all here in the Americas. Set y'all on fire. Read on.
The faces of elders were not honored.
They killed the elders. They killed the old men, the kings, the leaders, the nobles. Read.
They took the young men to grind, and the children fell under the wood.
They had us working slave labor, young and younger. Babies working slave labor. Go on.
The elders have ceased from the gate.
So again, let's understand. You so-called Hispanics have to come out of your ignorance. It's high time for y'all to wake up out of sleep. Y'all been asleep for too long. Read.
Job 24 verse 1. Why, seeing times are not hidden from the Almighty? Do they not? Do they that know him not? See his days?
Come on.
Some remove the landmarks. They violently take away flocks and feed thereof.
The Spaniards removed the landmark. The British removed this land from y'all. From you children of Israel, you so-called Hispanics and Native Americans, you are the children of Israel. Your land was violently removed from y'all. Read on.
They drive away the ass of the fatherless. They take the widow's ox for a pledge.
They took the widows, killed the fathers, and made the women pay taxes for their own animals, their own cattle. Come on.
They turn the needy out of the way. The poor of the earth hide themselves together.
Because a lot of you so-called Hispanics, a lot of y'all were hiding from the Spaniards. Y'all fled into the mountains. Come on.
Behold, as wild asses in the desert, go they forth to their work, rising betimes for a prey. The wilderness yieldeth flood for them and for their children.
So a lot of the Spaniards came over here and they robbed you so-called Hispanics and gave them money and gave their children all your wealth. Like today, Columbus and his children robbed and murdered you so-called Hispanics over here in the Americas. For years. Right. Ponce de Leon. For years. Cortez. For years. Balboa. For years. Mendoza. Gray. For years. Americus Vespucci. For years. Thomas Hunt. John Smith. They murdered y'all in large numbers here in the Americas. And yet you call yourself Spanish. Those are your slave masters.
Right.
They taught you Spanish. They taught y'all French. That's not your natural born language. Y'all spoke Hebrew over here. Right. In the Americas. You are the children of Israel according to the Bible. The children of Ephraim, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Simeon. Those are your forefathers. But y'all reject that. You think you're Spanish because you got straight noses, you got straight hair, so automatically you think you're white. No, you're not white. You're not European people. You're not Spaniards. Read on.
They reap every one his corn in the field, and they gather the vintage of the wicked.
They gather the vintage of the wicked, and they stole all of your possessions. Come on.
They caused the naked to lodge without clothing.
They took their clothes from, they stripped y'all naked. Because y'all wore gold and diamonds in your clothes. You had gold weaved in your garments. And they stripped you down to nothing. Right. To nothing. Read.
They caused the naked to lodge without clothing.
Without clothing. Come on.
That they have no covering in the cold.
So y'all, a lot of y'all froze to death because you had no damn clothes on. A lot of you starved to death. A lot of you were cut limb from limb. Lips cut off. Nose cut off.
Breast cut off.
Breasts cut off. That's right. Legs cut off and fed to the dogs. By Columbus. Read on.
They are wet with the showers of the mountains.
A lot of y'all hid for refuge into the mountains. What they call a place in Puerto Rico? The mountains. What they call it, bro? What they call it?
El Montes. El Monte.
There you go.
That's why they call them wetbacks.
They call y'all wetbacks. Y'all wetbacks also. Read it again.
They are wet with the rock for want of a shelter.
See that? Y'all live in the rocks, the caves for shelter. Hiding, trying to keep warm, trying to survive the onslaught of the Spaniards, of Columbus, and the rest of his bastard friends. Ponce de Leon, his right-hand man, who captured Puerto Rico in 1504 to 1508. Why is it called Puerto Rico? Do you know why? What's Puerto Rico mean? Where you from? What's your nationality? Where you from? Puerto Rican? What's Puerto Rican mean in Spanish? What's it mean? Puerto means what?
What?
Puerto, what's that mean? You don't speak Spanish?
I'm not good at Spanish.
Okay, that's fine. Puerto Rico means rich ports. Puerto meaning port, Rico meaning rich. Why is it low risk for?
I know nothing about
When I came over here, this man was rich with diamonds and gold. All kinds of wealth was found here. So he named it Rich Port. They built ports and they shipped all the wealth and the people in chains back to Spain. Ponce de Leon became one of the most richest men in the New World based on his conquest here in the Americas. Read on.
They cause him to go naked without clothing.
They took their clothes. Go ahead.
And they take away the sheaf from the hungry,
Took your food. Come on.
which make oil within their walls,
They took your oil made within their woman. They made oil within your house. Come on.
and shred their wine presses and suffer thirst.
And they shred, the white man would shred your wine presses and drink your wine while you died thirsting. Read on.
Men groan from out of the city,
Y'all were crying in the city. Y'all were crying in your own home, crying, begging for food, begging for mercy, begging for God to help you. But he wasn't there. Because y'all being rebellious, idolatrous. Read.
and the soul of the wounded crieth out.
Come on, because y'all getting stabbed, cut, beat down. Y'all are wounded. Come on.
Yet God layeth not folly to them.
The Lord did not bring forth judgment against the white man for that. Because it was well deserved against y'all for being rebellious as you are this day.
Right.
Read on.
They are of those that rebel against the light.
The so-called white man rebels. The Spaniards rebel against the light. How do you know that? Because they teach you this. They rebel against the Bible. They teach contrary to the Bible. Read on.
They know not the ways thereof.
They do not know the Bible. The white man does not know the Bible. Okay, read on.
Nor abide in the paths thereof.
And don't keep the commandments. The Bible ain't for them. But they taught us in slavery the Bible. They taught y'all Catholicism, taught y'all Christianity, Baptist, Jehovah's Witness, Methodist, Seventh-day Adventist, Jehovah's Wickedness, seven-day disadvantage. Read on.
The murderer rising with the light killeth the poor and needy.
See that? The murderer, Columbus, did what?
The murderer rising with the light killeth the poor and needy.
Columbus, the Spaniards came over here and they murdered and massacred numerous so-called Puerto Ricans, numerous Colombians, Argentinians, Mexicans, Dominicans. He murdered y'all in large numbers. Out of every 20 Native Americans, he killed 19. 19! There were millions of y'all. When he was done, there were thousands, hundreds, if that. So I'm gonna show y'all according to the Bible that the white man is completely against the Bible. America hates God.
Right.
And a lot of y'all love America, who hates God.
Right.
So guess what? You hate God too.
That's right.
America hates God, you love America, you hate God also. A lot of y'all vote. What the hell for? For another slave master? Lesser of two evils? Romney's a devil, Obama's a liar. And y'all vote for him because y'all still damn stupid and don't know nothing about your history or your culture. And call us a cult. Read.
Ecclesiasticus 34 verse 21. The bread of the needy is their life.
The bread of the needy is their life. You so-called Hispanics over here in the Americas, your bread was your life. Your land, your cattle was your life. Read on.
He that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood.
He that takes away that is a man of what?
Is a man of blood.
Columbus is a man of blood. Ponce de Leon was a man of blood. Vasco da Gama were men of blood. Read.
He that taketh away his neighbor's living.
You know what?
He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him.
Does what?
Slayeth him.
He slays him. Take away a man's land, you slay him, you kill him. Because he has nowhere else to go. Read.
And he that defraudeth the laborer of his hire.
They made you guys work for free. You so-called Hispanics were working slave labor in chains with the blacks on colonies and plantations. free. Go ahead.
And he that defraudeth the labor of his hire is a bloodshedder.
Is a what?
Is a bloodshedder.
Columbus and the Spaniards, the Dutch, the French, the Portuguese were murderers. Bloodshedders. The hell with Columbus did. That man was a beast. A brute animal. A brute Spanish-speaking animal.
Jeremiah 22 verse 13. Woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness.
Read it again.
Woe unto him,
Meaning death unto him.
that buildeth his house by unrighteousness.
Columbus built his house. The Spaniards built this country. The American whites built this country on what?
By unrighteousness.
By unrighteous means. This land was built on the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American bloods on Native Americans' backs. Read.
And his chambers by wrong.
And he built his land, his home by wrong. The White House is built by wrong. The Supreme Court building by wrong. The U.S. Capitol by wrong. Read.
That useth his neighbor's service without wages.
And they used our services without wages. Without wages. Read on.
And giveth him not for his work.
That's what happened to us. We work free slave labor. Free slave labor we worked for. So again, you so-called Hispanics, you better wake up. Stop being simple out here.
Habakkuk 2 verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establisheth a city by iniquity.
Read again.
Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood.
Woe to Columbus that built this town on blood. Read on.
And establisheth a city by iniquity.
And established Mexico City like Hernan Cortez. That's a damn graveyard. Mexico City. He killed many so-called Aztec Indians, or Azteca, or Issachar Indians. Y'all the children of Issachar, you so-called Mexicans out here. They're not illegal aliens, the white man is. During Jim Crow, they said no dogs, blacks, or Mexicans allowed. Because y'all are niggas too in the eyes of the white man. But y'all forgot that. Because you get that under the books construction work, so you think you happy now. You getting some paper now. Getting ripped off. Read.
Behold, is it not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall worry themselves for very vanity? For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord.
Where's the word America come from? America, where's it come from? Who was America named after? Huh? Why is this land called America? Read.
Psalms 49 verse 10. For he seeth that wise men die. Likewise the fool and the brutish person
the
perish.
fool and the brutish person, like Columbus, John Smith, Thomas Hunt, Hernan Cortez, Mendoza, Garay, Balboa. These men were fools and they were brutish. Violent monsters. Violent Italians. Read.
And leave their wealth to others.
And they left their wealth to their children. They left this land to their children today. Your Clintons, your George Bush, they left this land to their ancestors, to their descendants. Read on.
Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
Their inward thought is what?
That their houses shall continue forever.
America believes it's gonna last forever. And a lot of y'all think that too. America is at its end. America is going to be destroyed by nuclear fire. You know that, huh? Yeah? Yeah, you better repent though. You get out of that religion. It's gonna be your last day. Read it again.
Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever,
So America believes that it's going to last forever. Read.
and their dwelling places to all generations.
Come on.
They call their lands after their own names.
America was named after a Spanish navigator named Americus Vespucci. Come on.
Nevertheless, man being in honor abideth not.
But these men are in honor and they're dead. They honor Columbus. He's dead. Washington. They called him the village destroyer. George Washington. Because he massacred millions of Native Americans also. That's kept hush. That's kept on the low. But he's on Mount Everest. He's on Mount Everest.
Mount Everest. Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore. Thank you. On Mount Rushmore. Had an honor and he's dead. Read on.
He is like the beast.
Andrew Jackson. Another one. Had an honor and he's dead. On your money and he's dead. Read.
He is like the beasts that perish. This their way is their folly.
This their way. Why? Because guess what? They don't last forever, and their names in these lands will also not last forever. It's going to be on fire. That's why. This their way is. That's their folly. They don't realize that. Read it again.
This their way is their folly.
Come on.
Yet their posterity approve their saying.
Because their posterity is their children. Their children continue to honor these men throughout the centuries, throughout the years, up until this very day. The Italians are having a parade right now honoring their daddy, Columbus. Read it again, because posterity.
This their way is their folly. Yet their posterity approve their saying.
So their children approve what the Bible is saying. Read on.
Salah.
All praises, because the Bible's true. What the Bible says is true.
Like sheep, they are laid in the grave. Death shall feed on them, and the upright shall have dominion over them in the morning.
Read it again.
Like sheep, they are laid in the grave.
So a lot of you, so the white man today, the white man, the enemies, the heathens. Read it again.
Like sheep, they are laid in the grave.
The Most High is going to have us destroy them. Okay, what they did to us. Read on.
Death shall feed on them.
They're going to be in the grave. Death, they're going to be in decay. Death shall feed on them. Come on.
And the upright
and the Israelites, the righteous, come on,
shall have dominion over them in the morning.
Because they're going to be in darkness, in slavery, and we're going to be in the light. We'll be ruling the earth in Christ, under Christ.